Hello everyone, welcome to lecture number 2 of NGO non-government organizations. Today we will be solving two questions 1 and 2 based on the non-government organizations income and expenditure and balance sheet format. Out of which question 1 I will solve completely and show it to you, and question 2 all of you will be doing on your own. The answers of the same will be uploaded in You Will Learn app. So question 2 is going to be your homework, which I will discuss with you completely, and answers of the same you'll find in You Will Learn app. So second question, all of you have to try on your own. Look at question number 1 and be attentive how the markings would be done. First we recollect the formats, because based on format the markings are to be done. So in balance sheet we discussed there are 4 main headings: unrestricted funds, restricted funds, borrowings, and current liabilities and provisions. Within unrestricted funds we have corpus fund, will mark it as CF. Then general fund in the nature of promoters contribution, will mark it as GFP. Then general fund in the nature of or related to non-depreciable assets, will mark it as GFNDA. Then designated fund will mark it as DF. They all come in unrestricted funds. Then restricted fund will mark it as RF. Borrowings will mark it as B. And current liabilities and provisions will mark it as CL. Within application of funds, fixed assets will mark it as FA, investments I, current assets CA, loans, advances and deposits LAD. Now, income and expenditure accounts markings. In income and expenditure, 4 incomes are recorded: income from operations IOA, then fees and subscriptions F&S, grants and donations G&D, other incomes OI. And then I gave you the shortcut for expenses C, D, E, F, do. But D we don't have anything, and the new one is administrative expenses. So consumption of material, employees benefit, administration expenses, F, finance cost, D, depreciation and amortization, O, other expenses. So these markings we will be doing. Look at question 1. Following are the data for Lakshmi Trust as year ending on 31st. For the year ending it should be as on 31st December 2020. Prepare income and expenditure statement and balance sheet using the details given. Now, income from service means this first income, income from operations, mark it as IOA. Other incomes are other incomes, so OI. Annual subscription will come in fees and subscriptions income, F&S. Seminar program fees also for the NGO is an income, fees and subscriptions income, F&S. Donation from institutional body will come in grants and donations. Donation from state government is one item that will also come in grants and donations. Contribution of promoters, okay, opening balance, so that is corpus fund. Whatever promoters contribute is like capital, that will come in corpus fund. And addition in that will also get added in corpus fund. 6% loan from central government. Okay, now 6% loan from central government is given. So that would be, actually these are not the totals, ignore that, they are not debit and credit balances. So that is borrowings B. General fund in the nature of founders contribution, so general fund P, promoters. Then earmarked funds or designated funds DF, designated funds DF. Restricted funds RF. Grants from central government, that will come in grants and donations income. Interest on bonds will come in other incomes, okay, income from investments. Remuneration to auditors will come in expenses, administration expenses. Insurance charges will come in administration expenses. Salaries and wages will come in employees benefit expense. Employees retirement benefits will come in employees benefit expense. Investment in 10% government bonds will come in investments I. Allowances and bonus will come in employees benefit expense. Land, fixed asset, building, fixed asset, furniture, fixed asset, bank charges, finance costs, so F. Interest on loan, finance costs, so F. Cash, current asset. Opening stock C will find this consumption of materials. How do you find this consumption of materials? opening stock plus purchase minus closing stock. So purchase will also come in consumption of material. Professional charges will come in administration expenses. Capital work in progress will come in fixed assets. Cash at bank will come in current assets. And receivables will also come in current assets. Now salaries and wages are provided for 11 months. How much are salaries and wages? First of all, you all can see here 110. Now they are provided for 11 months, means can I say 1 month is outstanding? Now 1 month outstanding would be 110 divided by 11. 110 lakhs, what is the salary given over here, is of 11 months. So 110 divided by 11, what would be the monthly salary? 10 lakhs. And since it is outstanding for 1 month, you can say outstanding is 10 lakhs. Two effects would be add in salaries and wages, means employees benefit expense. So put a tick on salaries and wages so that you remember you have to add it. And second effect will come in current liabilities. I repeat, in trial balance, salaries and wages are 110. They are for 11 months, means 1 month is outstanding. Now if for 11 months the salary is 110, then what would be the monthly salary? 110 divided by 11, 10. 1 month is outstanding and monthly salary is 10, means 10 lakh itself is outstanding. Outstanding, we will add in salaries and wages in employees benefit expenses, and second effect will show it in current liabilities. 10% depreciation on building and furniture is to be provided. So building and furniture, here put tick on them. We will minus from building and furniture. Okay, and second effect we will show it in D. Which D? This D, depreciation and amortization. Okay, two effects I repeat. One effect will minus from building and furniture. Second effect will show it in D, that is depreciation and amortization. Closing stock of material 3 lakh. One effect will come in consumption of material, this C items. Okay, we discussed how to find the consumption of material. Opening stock plus purchase minus closing stock. And second effect you will show it in current assets. Okay, stock of material is also your current asset. Transfer 50% of income to designated fund. We discussed this in the last lecture. If there is any transfer to designated fund, you will minus in income and expenditure account or statement, and if it is transfer from designated fund, you will plus. And second effect, since you transfer to designated fund, add in designated fund itself. So put tick on this earmarked fund or designated fund of 700. I repeat, 50% of income we have to transfer to designated fund. So we'll minus in income and expenditure account, and second effect we will add in designated fund. Subscription fees received in advance 50 lakhs. So we'll take 50 only because here rupees are already in lakhs. So we'll not write 50 lakhs entire, we'll simply write 50 only. Okay, 50 lakhs means 50 lakhs. So we will take in numbers in our solution 50 only. Now received in advance means pre-received income. So one effect you will minus from fees and subscriptions. Okay, subscription fees you all can see here, annual subscription, put tick on that, will minus from that. And second effect, received in advance is our liability, so current liability. Okay, one effect we will minus in fees and subscriptions, and second effect we will show it in current liabilities. Now what we are supposed to do is, first we make entire format of income and expenditure account, as well as we make the entire format of balance sheet. Okay, entire format we make for income and expenditure account as well as balance sheet. In fact, we write it as income and expenditure statement. So as we discussed in the last lecture, all of you make the complete format in detail. Then we will make the schedules and we will do fill in the blanks. So all of you pause the video and note down these things. Particular, schedule number, total and total. In income and expenditure statement, we start with schedule number 12. In your solution, first income and expenditure must come, then balance sheet must come. But when we make the workings of schedule, we'll start with schedule 1 of balance sheet and then come to income and expenditure. So first all of you pause the video and make the format of income and expenditure statement. As we discussed, there are 4 incomes. Income from operations, fees and subscriptions, grants and donations, other incomes. Schedule numbers would be 12, 13, 14 and 15. Then in expenditure, C, D, E, F do. C stands for consumption of materials. D we don't have. E stands for employees benefit expenses. Then we insert the new item A, which is administrative and general expenses. F, finance cost. Do means D, depreciation and amortization. O, other expenses. Be careful with one thing I explained in the last lecture also. There is no schedule to be made for this depreciation and amortization expense. No schedule is to be done. Directly we have to show it in P&L statement itself. So material consumed would be schedule 16, employees benefits 17, administrative 18, finance cost 19, then directly other expenses would be 20. Total that will be B. Then excess of income over expenditure, A minus B. In that we will subtract transfer to and add transfer from the designated fund. Here we already know adjustment 3, we have to transfer to designated fund, so you will minus only. Addition part won't come. Okay, we simply have to minus the transfer to designated fund. Then balance being surplus or deficit carried forward to general fund. Now balance sheet of Lakshmi Trust as on 31/12/20. So here first we'll have unrestricted fund. Within unrestricted fund we'll have corpus fund, which will come in schedule 1. Then general fund in the nature of founders or promoters contribution, schedule 2. Then funds related to non-depreciable assets, schedule 3. Designated fund, schedule 4. Then this all come, okay, corpus, general, designated, 3 things come under unrestricted funds. Then we have restricted funds, schedule 5. Loans or borrowings, schedule 6. And current liabilities and provisions, schedule 7. Then in application of funds, what we have is fixed assets, schedule 8, investment, schedule 9, current assets, schedule 10, and loans, advances and deposits, schedule 11. This all will come within the category of sources of funds. Okay, instead of liabilities we would give the heading as sources of funds. So all of you, what formats we had studied yesterday, pause the video and make those formats first. Okay, every one of you pause those video and make those formats first, then we start with the schedule. Start doing it, everyone, fast. Yes, I hope everyone has done the schedules. Okay. 2 more things. There are 2 hidden adjustments over here. You all can see this 6% loan from central government and investment in 10% government bonds. So what are the hidden adjustments over here? Understand it. 6% loan from central government means 1500. 6% interest comes to 150. But against that, you all can see that over here interest on loan given is only 60 rupees. I repeat, 1500 into 6%, sorry, not 150, it comes to 90. But against that only 60 rupees is paid so far, means 30 is outstanding. That will be added in this interest on loan. So put a tick on that, as well as it will be added in the loan amount itself. So put a tick on this loan also. Exactly same way with investment in 10% government bonds. 1400's 10% interest is 140. But out of that 140, what amount is given in interest on bond is only 65. Okay. 1400's 10% is 140, against which only 65 is received so far. So 75 you can say is outstanding. That will be added in interest on bonds. So put a tick on that. And since it is receivable, we'll show it in current assets. We won't add it in investments. Since it is still receivable, we'll be showing it in current assets. In loans, we add it in loan, but in case of investment, we show it in current assets. So let us start with the schedules now. We will start with schedule 1, which is related to balance sheet, as you all can see, corpus fund. So we start with schedule number 1, that is corpus fund. Okay, all the things marked as CF will be taken over here. So all of you look at the question, what all things are marked as CF? Corpus fund. This is marked as CF. Contribution of promoters, opening balance 600 and addition of 100. Anywhere else do you find CF marked items? In the adjustments, hidden adjustments, anywhere else? No. So only these 2 things will come, that is 600 and 100. All of you write down. Opening balance 600 and in that addition 100. So total will come to 700. Okay, each and every schedule we have to make in detail, and then we'll show the total amounts over there. Then second note after corpus fund we will make for general fund in the nature of promoters contribution. Okay, so GFP marked items. Let us see which are the GFP marked items. General fund in the nature of promoters contribution, here we have it. Okay, GFP marked item, that is 600. Okay, GFP marked item is 600. So all of you write down. Opening balance is 600. Now, no other item is marked as GFP, but whatever is this final balance of income and expenditure account is carried to general fund only. That is GFP only. This item is written in GFP only. So we have to leave space for this, because until and unless we make the income and expenditure account final amount, we cannot find it out. So for this amount, we will leave space in the schedule to add balance of income and expenditure account. But that we will get at the end, so we'll leave space for that. Okay. We'll take up the third schedule. We'll leave space pending for general fund. We'll come back to this item after we finish with income and expenditure with amounts. Third is general fund in the or related to non-depreciable assets. These items are marked as GR&DA. Do we have any item marked as GR&DA? Check it everyone. IOA, OI, FNS, GD. No. There is no item throughout the question or adjustments marked as GF&DA. So that would come as nil. Okay. There is no item as such marked as GF&DA. So all of you write down as nil. Then fourth, we will record designated funds. DF marked items. Let us see which are the DF marked items over here. Designated fund. Here we have designated fund DF marked items 700, and there is a tick on that, means there is an adjustment also related to that. Which adjustment is related to that? Fourth adjustment. 50% of income we have to transfer to designated fund. We will add in designated fund, but this amount also will come to know at the end only. This one, they are talking about this transfer to designated fund. This also will come to know after we make income and expenditure account. So right now we'll record this designated fund 700, and we will leave space for that transfer during the year. Okay. So right now we'll record this amount of 700, which is already there in the designated fund. So if we write down opening balance 700, and you leave space for transfer during the year, which we don't know right now. Just like that general fund we don't know right now. So all of you leave space for that. We'll write that once we do the income and expenditure account at the end. Now fifth schedule is restricted funds. All the items marked as RF will be taken over here. Let us see restricted funds RF marked items, do we have or not. Check it very carefully, because so many items are there. You don't skip it out. You can see this restricted funds RF marked item is there 450. Any other RF marked item? No other items. Only one item is there, restricted funds 450, and that itself will become the total also. Okay. So all of it are in restricted funds 450, and that itself becomes the total as well. Then sixth, after restricted funds we have borrowings. So let us find out B marked items. Borrowings means B marked items. This 6% interest on loan from central government is marked as B 1500, and in that we have to add this outstanding interest of 30 also. Okay, so these two items are marked as B. Here also you can mark it as B. So those effects will be given. 1500 is loan and 30 is outstanding interest. No other item is marked as B in the question. So all of you write down 6% government loan 1500, add outstanding interest, as we discussed, 30. Okay, because 1500 6% is 90, out of which 60 is already paid, so 30 is outstanding. So total will come to 1530. Now, seventh item what we have to show over here is after borrowings, current liabilities and provisions. So CL marked items will be taken over here. Let us see what all things are marked as CL. There may be many items marked as CL. So CL, current liabilities. Left side we don't have anything. In right side we don't have anything. This adjustment 1, salaries and wages of 10 will come in. Current liabilities, as we already discussed over here. Okay, the salaries and wages of 10 is outstanding, which is a current liability. Then this fifth adjustment, 50 lakhs of subscriptions pre-received is also current liability. So two things are there in current liability. One is outstanding salaries and wages 10 lakhs and pre-received subscriptions 50 lakhs. Write down everyone. Outstanding salaries and wages 10 lakhs and pre-received subscriptions or subscriptions received in advance 50 lakhs. Okay, pre-received subscriptions 50 lakhs. So total would come to 60 lakhs. Okay. Next, after current liabilities and provisions, we come to assets. So first is fixed assets. FA marked items will be considered. Okay, but check it carefully that you don't miss out on anything. So fixed asset, FA marked items, in that what we have is land of 1400. There is no adjustment in that. Okay, depreciation is never provided on land. So land 1400, all of you write down as it is. Land 1400, outer column. Then after land we have which other item marked as FA? Building, but we have put a tick on that. These are marked as FA. Tick means there is depreciation adjustment. 1700 is building, and you can see in second adjustment 10% depreciation is there on building, which should minus from fixed asset. Okay, so 1700 is building and 10% is depreciation on that. So all of you write building 1700 in inner column, and from that we'll subtract depreciation. 10% will be 170. So outer column what we will get is 1530. Okay, 1700 minus 170, 1530. And exactly same way with furniture. Furniture is 100 and 10% depreciation is there on furniture as well. Adjustment 2. So 100 minus 10, 90. All of you write down furniture 100 less depreciation 10. So outer column 90. Any other item marked as FA do you find over here? Capital work in progress 1100. So that will also come directly in outer column. Okay, capital work in progress 1100 will directly come in outer column. So total of this, any other item marked as FA? No other item is marked as FA. All items are taken in consideration. Okay, total of this would be, do it everyone, 1400 plus 1530 plus 90 plus 1100. That comes to 4120. Then ninth, after fixed assets we have investments. Now investments means I marked items. So in that we have investment in 10% government bonds 1400. Okay, investment in 10% government bonds 1400. Single item only because it's outstanding interest, we would show it in current assets. So single item is only there, that is 1400. All of you write down. Investment in 10% government bonds 1400 and total also 1400. Then 10th item, after investments, what we have is, okay, after investments, current assets. No other item is marked as investments or I. So next would be current assets. Now current assets means CA marked items. Let us see what is marked as CA. Left side we don't have anything marked as CA. Right side, cash. Cash is marked as current asset 50. Okay, cash 50, and then cash at bank is also marked as current asset 270. Let us write these two things first. Cash 50, bank 270. If you write down cash 50, bank 270. Okay, cash and bank is done. Then after that, receivables are there marked as current asset, that is 420. So all of you write down receivables 420. Then what else is marked as current assets by us? Receivables 420 is done. This accrued interest of 75. Okay, outstanding interest on government bonds of 75. So accrued interest, all of you write down. But be careful, interest accrued on investments will come in current assets, whereas if interest is outstanding on loan, get added in loans. Interest accrued on government bonds, that is 75. Then what else is marked as CA? Look at it carefully. Anything should not be mistaken left out. Third adjustment, closing stock of material is there. Okay, third adjustment, that is 3 lakh rupees. That is also marked as current asset. So closing stock of raw material 3 lakhs, or material rather. Stock of materials. Now 3 lakhs means we will simply write 3 because we are already writing the figures in lakhs. Okay, 3 lakhs means we will simply write it as 3 only. Everywhere in the solution you can mention rupees in lakhs are there. Wherever you are writing rupees, you mention over there in lakhs. Okay, all the figures are given in rupees in lakhs. Here also rupees in lakhs. So 3 lakhs of stock is done. Any other item marked as CA, check it carefully. By mistake, you don't skip it out. Okay, no other item is marked as current asset. All items are taken. So let us do the total of current assets. $50 plus 270 plus 420 plus 75 plus 3, 880. Now 11th, after current assets, the 11th schedule will be loans, advances and deposits. So all of you write down loans, advances and deposits. LAD marked items. Let us see, do we have any item marked as LAD, loans, advances and deposits? LAD, we don't have. Okay, there is no item marked as loans, advances and deposits. So nil. Loans, advances and deposits will be nil. Directly we proceed with now income and expenditure items. First item in income and expenditure is income from operations. IOA marked items. Let us see which items are marked as IOA. Only this one is there, income from service, IOA marked item 1200. There is no other item marked as IOA. So 1200. Income from service 1200. Then after income from service, next item marked as, okay, after income from service, that itself will be the total. There is no other item marked as IOA. So that itself will become its total. Then we have fees and subscriptions. F and S marked items. Now F and S, what all things are marked? Very first, this annual subscriptions of 250, and we have put tick on that. Means there is an adjustment related to that. Fifth adjustment, we have minus from fees and subscriptions 50 rupees. 50 lakhs means simply 50 rupees. So from 250 we have minus 50 of pre-receipt. First all of you write annual subscription 250 inner column less pre-receipt 50 we will minus. So outer column we will get 200. Then what else is marked as F and S? Seminar program fees is marked as F and S 350. Seminar program fees 350. Then what else is marked as F and S? Check it up everyone. Check it carefully, okay? F and S adjustments also you must check it. No other item is marked as F and S, so we can do the total of fees and subscriptions. Okay, that comes to 550. Then 14th after fees and subscriptions will be grants and donations. G and D marked items. Let us see what all items are marked as G and D. In that we have donation from government or institutional body 105. Donations from institutional body 105. Then after that donation from institutional body 105, what do we have? Donation from state government 140. Okay, donation from state government is there 140. Now after donations from state government, next G and D marked item is this one is done. Okay, donations from state government. Next G and D is grants from central government 150. So all of you write on grants from central government 150. Then after grants from central government G and D, any other item? Left side we don't have, right side we don't have, adjustments also we don't have. Then after grants and donations, other incomes. So total of these would be 105 plus 140 plus 150, that is 395. Then 15th is other incomes. So OI marked items will be taken into consideration. Let us see which all items are marked as OI. Other incomes are directly given. First of all, you all can see 700. Okay, any other item marked as OI other incomes? Interest on bonds is also there. First let us record this other income 700. Then we have that interest on government bonds, which is an income, other income of 65, in which we have to add this 15 of outstanding. So interest on government bonds 65 plus accrued or outstanding 15, outer column 80. Okay, this 15, how is it obtained? Sorry, not 15, it is 75. 1400 was the investment, 10% of that 140, out of which 65 we have received, so 75 is outstanding and total is 140. Then after that, any other item marked as OI on the right side, we don't have, and adjustments also we don't have. So only two other incomes are there. 700 plus 140, 840. Then now we come to expenses. First we have consumption of materials. Okay, C, D, E, F, 2. So consumption of materials. Now, consumption of material means C marked items. So you can see over here, opening stock is 3 plus purchases is 4, so 7 minus adjustment 3, closing stock is again 3 lakhs. 3 lakhs means 3. So 3 plus 4 minus 3. Consumption of materials, opening stock 3 lakhs plus purchases 4 lakhs less closing stock, we'll write in bracket 3 lakhs. So total would come to 3 plus 4, 7 minus 3, 3 lakhs. Then after consumption of materials, D, we don't have. E stands for employees benefit expenses. 17th. E marked items. In employees benefit E marked items, what do we have? Salaries and wages, there is a tick on it, means 110 is there plus adjustment 1, there is outstanding of 10 which we have to add. Okay, so salaries and wages 110 inner column plus outstanding 10, so outer column 120. Then after salaries and wages, EBS, employees retirement benefits 40. Okay, employees retirement benefits 40. Then after employees retirement benefits, next item marked as EB, allowances and bonus 41. Okay, allowances and bonus 41, no other item is marked as EB. So there's the last item, allowances and bonus 41. Total will come to 120 plus 40 plus 41, that is 201. And after employees benefit expenses, what we have is finance, CDEF, A. Okay, new item we have to insert in between administration and general charges. A marked items will be taken over here. So within A we have left side nothing. Left side you can see only all items are covered. So left side now we need not see, only all items of left side have been taken in consideration. We see only right side now. Remuneration to auditors, that is 2. Insurance charges, that is 20. Okay, remuneration to auditors 2 and insurance charges 20. Remuneration to auditors 2 lakhs. Insurance charges 20 lakhs. What else is marked as A on the right side? Right side A. This employees benefit is done. A marked items, fixed assets are done. Professional charges we have in marked as A, 180. These fixed assets are also covered. Receivables are also covered. Okay. Professional charges 180. So all of you write on professional charges 180. Anything else marked as A? In the adjustments also we don't have A marked items. So this consumption is also covered over here. All items are taken in consideration of A. Total would be equal to 180 plus 2200 plus 202. Then 19th, after administration and general charges, finance cost. Okay, C, D, E, F. So in between we inserted A. Now F stands for finance cost. So F marked items. Bank charges are there, which is 10 rupees, and interest on loan is there, which is 60, in which we had outstanding of 30. Okay, so bank charges are there, which is 10 rupees. And if you write on bank charges 10, then interest on loan is there. There is an adjustment, hidden adjustment. So inner column 60, add outstanding 30. So total would come to 90. Final total would come to 100. Okay. Then any other item marked as F is not there. Now last is other expenses. There is only O. There is no item marked as only O also. You can see all items have been taken in consideration. This has been added in interest also and loans also. No item is missing now. Okay. So 20 other expenses will write nil. Now we do the fill in the blanks. We put the things in the format. So let us do that. Very first, income from operations, schedule 12. You all can see in schedule 12, income from operation is 1200. So in the main format, sort of we write down 1200 in income from operations. Then after income from operations, fees and subscriptions, schedule 13. You all can see in schedule 13, fees and subscriptions, we have 550. So I've written down 550 in that. Then after fees and subscriptions, grants and donations, G&D, we have 395. So grants and donations, all of it around 395. Then after grants and donations, other incomes we have 840. So all of it around 840 in other incomes. So now total can be done. Total A can be done. 1200 plus 550 plus 395 plus 840, that is 2985. Okay, now we take up with the expenses. So materials consumed we have from schedule 16.3, and employees benefit at 201. So material consumed 3, then employees benefit 201, then administrative and general expenses 202, and finance cost is 100. Okay, 202 and 100. Then depreciation we directly can get from fixed assets working. See here, 170 plus 10 depreciation is 180. So we don't make separate schedule for that. Okay, depreciation 170 plus 10. So I can write here 170 plus 10. So it would come to 180. And then other expenses are nil. So total can be obtained now. 3 plus 201 plus 202 plus 100 plus 180, that is 686. Now A minus B, that is 2985 minus 686. That comes to 2299. Okay, 2299. Then after that, transfer to designated fund. All of you can see in this adjustment, 50% is to be transferred to designated fund. So 50% of this 2299, count it everyone, 2299 into 50%. What will transfer to designated fund? 1149.5. Okay, 1149.5. Let us say we transfer 1149, and if you subtract that amount from 2299, then what will remain is 1150. Okay, that 1150 1150 will be carried forward to balance sheet. So let us give these two effects now. This 1149, we have to add in designated fund. We have left space over there. See here, add, we have to here add this 1149. So 700 plus 1149, that would come to 700 plus 1149, 1849. And same way, this final amount 1150, we have to add in general fund. We have already left space for this. Okay, this final balance of income and expenditure statement which we have to add is 1150. So in this 600 we'll add 1150. So total 1750. Now we make the balance sheet. So corpus fund in balance sheet would be 700. Corpus fund will write in the inner column because they all come under restricted funds. 700. Then general fund in the nature of promoters contributions scheduled to 1750. Then other item we have nil. Okay, third schedule we have nil. Then fourth schedule designated fund, what we have is 1849. Then restricted funds are 450. So 1849. However, after this we'll do the total in outer column. So total unrestricted funds are how much? $700 plus 1750 plus 1849. Total unrestricted funds are 4299. Then restricted funds we have 450. Designated funds are 1849, restricted funds are 450. So over here we'll write 450. Then loans or borrowings as per schedule 6, 1530, current liabilities 60. 1530 and 60. Now we can do the total. 4299 plus 450 plus 1530 plus 60, that is 6339. Okay, now we do the total of asset side. So in application of funds in fixed assets, what we have is 4120. Fixed assets are 4120. Then investments are 1400 and current assets are 818. Okay, 1400 and 818. And then loans, advances and deposits are nil. Okay, there is one correction to be done. In this stock of cost of materials consumed, 16 schedule 3 plus 4, 7 minus 3 will be 4. So make the correction over here. The total is not 3, it is 4. And accordingly, if you take 4 rupees over here, okay, if you take 4 rupees over here, the total will increase by 1, that will become 687. So this will decrease by 1 rupee to become 2298, and this balance will become 1149, equal amount. Okay, hardly 1 rupees difference is only coming, but let us make the correction 1149. And then accordingly here we'll add 1149 in general fund, that is schedule number 2 will add 1149. So total will come to 1749. Now if we make these corrections over here, then here also 1749 means this total will come to 4298, and the final total will come to 6338, and this total also comes to 6338. Check it again. 4120 plus 1400 plus 818, that comes to 6338. So the balance sheet gets tallied. Now I'll discuss question number 2, and all of you will try it on your own. Take out question number 2. Jalaram Trust has made available the following information for the year ended 31st December 2018 to the markings: income from service, IOA, income from operations; general fund in the nature of promoters contribution, GFP; entrance fees received, fees and subscriptions, annual subscription received, fees and subscriptions, program fees received, fees and subscriptions, other expenses O, grants and donations from central government, so G and D, all of them, salaries and wages, employees benefit E, allowances and bonus E, other incomes OI, opening stock of material C, consumption of material, corpus fund CF, purchase of material C, consumption of material, membership fees received F&S, contribution to provident fund E, employees benefit. Now grants related to freehold land, I made you write this example. It will come in general fund NDA related to non-depreciable assets. Okay, general fund NDA related to non-depreciable assets, which we had nil over here. Schedule number 3, which we had nil over here, that will be the grant related to freehold land. Earmarked funds means designated funds DF, restricted funds RF, secured loans are borrowings B, unsecured loans borrowings B, current liabilities and provisions CL, fixed assets FA, investments I, current assets CA, loans, advances and deposits LAD, finance cost F, additional fund contributed by promoters during the year, corpus fund you'll add it, and administrative cost A. Now transfer 10% of income to designated funds. So just now we did in the previous question. You'll minus in income and expenditure account and plus in designated fund. So put tick on this earmarked fund. Okay, that is 780. Here you have to add it. And you'll keep it pending because amount will be obtained only after you make income and expenditure statement completely. Membership fees received in advance 50 lakhs pre-received. So minus from membership fees means fees and subscription and current liability. So this membership fees, put tick on this 120, here you minus, and second effect you are showing current liabilities. 25% of program fees is to be capitalized. So minus from program fees, fees and subscription, put tick on program fees. This 440. 25% you'll minus in that, and you'll add in corpus fund. Put tick on corpus fund because that is like capitalized, so it will go to the capital amount. Capital here is corpus fund. And closing stock of material 2000 lakhs. 2000 lakhs. Let us see the stocks what are given to you. Okay, 1000. So this closing stock of material will have two effects, that is minus in consumption of material and current assets. Okay. How will you find consumption? Opening stock plus purchases minus closing stock, and second effect you will give in current assets. So you are required to prepare income and expenditure account and balance sheet. All of you try this question on your own. Solution of the same you'll find in You Will Learn app. So verify whether you did it correct or not. More practice on this, we'll do it in the next lecture. Take care. Bye bye. See you everyone.